Hi, I'm Matt.
And I'm Lindsey. In a competitive job market, the art of interviewing a candidate is no easy feat.
Even the most seasoned HR representative at a managed care organization or an experienced hiring manager like the director of HEDIS and quality improvement initiatives has room for improvement.
Taking a few minutes to reflect on your interview style can have a large impact on your ability to attract great candidates and ultimately get them to say yes to your job offers.
Regardless of whether you decide to move forward with a candidate, the interview is an opportunity to promote your company, its brand image, increase employee referrals, differentiate yourself from competition, and spread a positive word-of-mouth message.
So today, we'd like to share 4 things to keep in mind when interviewing clinical and non-clinical medical management professionals.
Make a great first impression. If you're interviewing candidates and there's an obvious need to fill a position in your department, and so there's maybe the urge to rush through the initial introduction phase and get right to the meat of the interview. Skipping this first step and going straight to hammering questions at a potential employee can be extremely detrimental. However, especially if this is a candidate that you end up feeling strongly about. Taking 5 minutes to explain the process of the interview, such as how long it will take, or when the candidate will have time to ask questions, can go a long way with making a candidate feel comfortable and helping the conversation flow naturally. Nobody likes surprises in an interview. Pointing out 1 or 2 items on their resume that impressed you or piqued your interest, praising a success story, smiling, making eye contact will only contribute to making the candidate feel at ease. But remember, the true goal of an interview is to identify whether a candidate's strengths, skills, and personality will be a good culture fit for your organization, and you will never get to that point if you don't take the time to make the candidate comfortable enough to really be their professional selves.
2. Be a strong listener. Regardless of your preference for interviewing, the key here is not to just hear the responses to questions, but to do some fact-finding and truly extract how the candidate will react to the situations and challenges they'll encounter in the new role. Oftentimes as hiring managers, we spend more time scribbling notes down on a pad of paper versus looking up, making eye contact, and digging in with solid follow-up questions. Putting away cell phones, turning off computer monitors, and silencing your desk phone ringer are all things that can help your ability to actively listen. Candidates can often feel turned off by a potential employer if they do not feel that you are truly engaged in the conversation. Encourage them to talk about their accomplishments and skills. Ask open-ended questions and listen. Give the candidate an actual real-world problem that they may encounter in the position for which they're interviewing.
And number 3, sell, sell, sell. Yes, you're interviewing the candidate, but they are also interviewing you and your company. What do you offer that is different from other organizations? How will your partnership with this potential employee add value to their career goals? What is the long-term vision of success for them in this role? Discuss things about your company that they can't know from scouring your website, such as community involvement, team building efforts, a dedication to serving other underserved populations, and even people don't get excited for work every day to send emails and perform task-based activities, but they are inspired by shared goals and long-term vision of success. So be prepared to highlight these areas and why you're the best option for employment, especially considering the average candidate has several potential job offers on the table. Be prepared to answer challenging questions for the candidate. The best potential employees will come equipped with questions that they may not always be easy for you to answer.
4. Follow through and give timely feedback. There may be times when you have several quality candidates on the table, and that makes it a truly difficult decision on who to hire. This is a predicament, albeit a great problem to have, and may require a few additional days to reflect. In most cases, however, you will have a solid sense of whether or not the candidate will be a valuable asset and a good fit. Be honest and give feedback as soon as you can, even if you decide not to move forward with the candidate. This goes a long way in showing the healthcare services professional that you follow through on what you say and does not leave them in a bind for their own career search. Ultimately, these practices will leave a lasting impression that your hospital, managed care organization, or TPA is professional and organized.
At the end of the day, whether or not you decide to hire the candidate you just interviewed, they should always walk away from your encounter thinking, man, I would really like to work for that company.
Looking back at your last few interviews you conducted, can you say that was always the case? Are old habits preventing you from building a truly engaging interview that results in more interested candidates?
Remember that regardless of the outcome, the candidate will be talking about their interview experience.
Let's give them something positive to talk about.